All right, Jardonk and Mr. Iskall back at it again for another tier list. This time, enchantments, though. And, you know, when you look up Minecraft enchantments list on Google, just so you can prep this thing, you forget how many enchantments there actually are. We're gonna have to speak quickly on stuff.
I just want to know before we start, right? Also, hello. Did you do this just to further try and get what you have named Mendy in my face somehow? Like, did you want to continue the discussion? Was that your... Did you get this idea during the last video and you were like, actually, I want to dwell on this mending thing more?
No, not really. Other people just recommended an enchantment tier list, so that's where I got it from, viewer recommendations. That said, Mendy and Unbreaky are big over there because, you know, everything else kind of fits into a category. Those are everything. Much to your chagrin with mending. So,
all right, let's get started.
So Soul Speed, newer one, 1.16. What do you think? What do you think here?
A lot of my gripe with the enchantment system in Minecraft generally comes from that there is nothing bad with enchanting more. The player doesn't pay anything for getting better stuff. And, you know, yes.
Well, they pay levels if they want to combine books, and then it gets too expensive.
Whatever. Everyone who played this game knows that levels are, you know, the easiest thing to ever come by. But my point is, if I add Unbreaking, I don't then get, like, let's say, less efficiency. Like, I think they should take each other out. That's just my general gripe. And it's important for me to say when we talk about Soul Speed, because Soul Speed does have a negative.
Right,
It breaks the armor quicker, right?
So you like this?
So I was gonna say that if it didn't have that, this is an S tier enchantment because I hate soul sand. But because it has that, it probably drops. But
wait, the irony is this is what you like, and yet it's causing it to drop in its ranking. We should say, are we ranking this based on just usefulness to the player, or is it more so based on like your overall perception of how it affects Minecraft as a video game and its balance?
I think the latter. I think both a little bit. I mean, look, one gripe I have with Soul Speed is that it's not intuitive to the player to know that you lose durability faster.
Right.
I don't think everyone watching this video knows that. It's intuitive that, okay, Soul and Speed, so Soul Sand, Soul Soil, I probably get speedier. Those blocks are also, like, not that common in the game, so I guess it's not... But you can build cool roads with it. I think it's a good enchantment, but I think the intuitiveness of losing durability faster is poorly... Like, it's not there.
I would put it at a B, because I don't use it very often, but also it's kind of interesting that it's one of the only ones you can't just enchant or trade for. You have to get via specific mechanism, and that mechanism is very well related because you have to get it from the pigs in the Nether. So it's kind of a unique implementation.
B for bartering bonely.
Yes, exactly. B for bartering. I'm gonna have to shrink these because otherwise things aren't gonna fit in each of the tiers. All right, we're moving right into a heavy hitter here. Protection. So, I guess we're starting with the armor ones first.
Yeah. Okay. So this is both an S grade because it is the best enchantment in.
Right.
It's one of the best enchantments in the game. It's also an F tier because it is the best enchantment in the game.
How do you balance this out?
Yeah, I don't know what to do about this because it is like, it's so sad. I feel like many people playing this game feels like you have to have protection. This is how you get stronger.
And it's sad because we also have the other fire protection, blast protection, projectile protection to consider. And I bet in your mind, you would much rather protection didn't exist and you had to balance and weigh the other types of protection and figure out how you wanted to build your gear, right?
Yes. Yep, that's exactly how I would do it. It's in the game already. Like, just ban protection, Mojang. Come on, what are you doing? But in terms of power, it's
S tier. It's S tier.
Yeah.
Protection S tier. I mean, you can't not put protection as S tier.
Do you know how it works? Do you know that if you have feather falling and then adds protection, you multiply the effect of feather falling?
I did not know that. That's OP.
Yeah, I know. It's broken. It's so bad. It's so bad for the game, but it is an S tier. I agree.
Okay, maybe you know what? No. Let's mix it up here. Let's not just go straight down the armor. Let's move to something that's a little bit less widely used. Like how about piercing on crossbows?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you ever use crossbows?
I did in Vault Hunters. I have never in vanilla. I think that this is a really fun enchantment. This I don't use crossbows, but this enchantment it feels satisfying to pierce mobs with your little arrow.
You used it on javelins as well in Vault Hunters. Does it actually use this enchantment code, or is it a different thing? No, okay. Totally different.
No.
Got it.
Oh no. We do our own stuff. But no, like, look, I don't think this is very useful in the vanilla game, but I think it's really fun. And I'm gonna be a fun guy today, so I'm gonna say A for a fun.
A for a fun.
But I want to hear your thoughts.
I think it's cool. I don't use it super often, but you know, if you're dealing with hordes of mobs, there is usage for it, especially if you combine it with like the other crossbow enchantments that are available. Like a fully decked out crossbow is actually pretty good, and piercing is a part of that. I think our ballistic is a pretty fun advancement, despite having to, you know, sacrifice chickens and cows and pigs for it. It's kind of a fun little thing. And
Murderer.
So, yeah. I don't know. I don't use it that much though, so I'd probably put it at more of a B than an A, I think.
Usability for me, this is an F or an E, but fun rating, I'm
trying to balance between the two, you know.
Okay.
Would you be okay with a B?
Yeah.
Okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let's do. You know what? Let's go to one that's not very widely used, like impaling, which I see impaling 5 for 64 emeralds when cycling villager trades all the time, and I'm like, nope.
What does it do?
No.
Is it damage increase?
It's damage on a trident.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Which doesn't seem very widely utilized, but tridents they do actually do a lot of melee damage if you want to use them.
Yeah,
it's just they don't have a fast attack speed is the problem.
I would say D, just because like I don't know, man.
I feel like we also have to create like a scale. Like the worst enchantment in Minecraft has to be F tier, so we need to keep that in mind. Like, is this one of the worst? It's not bad necessarily, it's just not used. I'm trying to think what the worst is. Yeah, okay, we can give it a D for now.
D? Yeah, for now. We can move things around.
D for dim paling.
Dumb.
Actually, there's two that are pretty bad. But yeah. Anyway, how about we move on to Luck of the Sea? Let's go fishing rod. What do we think about the fishing rod enchantments, huh?
I have a question on this. Did they fix so that you can no longer do AFK fish farms, or did Ilmango or someone else come up with a design to break their fix?
Oh, okay. So you knew that they tried. You just don't know if the try worked or not.
I don't know if the try worked.
I have not seen if someone has hacked it or not. I think it's still, you know, AFK fish farms don't work, but maybe I'm wrong.
I'm very against AFKing in the game to get resources. I think that's a boring way to play the game because, you know, playing the game, you're going to school, going to work, sitting on the bus. I don't know what you do. Maybe you're at the library, you know, whispering. But it's a pretty bad enchantment though. Like with the AFK fishing, this was the way to get books.
Yeah.
But that's it. Like you don't want to have this on a fishing rod if you're fishing for fish, because it makes it less likely to get the fish. So in my book, we are probably looking at an E here.
Oh wow, you think it's even lesser than impaling? Okay. I don't fish very often, to be fair.
I don't either. Before mending was tradable, this was a great enchantment.
That's true. It did reduce some of its usability, yeah.
But when you take the treasure, quote unquote, and put it, what else is in treasure? Like
the nautilus shells, which otherwise is like treasure or wandering traders, and some other enchants, and yeah, that's not much else useful. It doesn't also like increase the rates of it enough to where you're somehow it's balling out if you're not doing an AFK fish farm. You're actually just standing there fishing. It's not like all of a sudden you're balling out of control because of Luck of the Sea. It's not very noticeable. So I don't know.
And also we have to talk about the possibilities. This could have been a really cool enchantment.
True. It is not being used to the full potential. Right. So E for Luck of the Sea. E. Let's combo it into lure, because I actually have a question that I still don't fully know the answer to, or if it's been changed. If you have lure and you have luck of the sea, do you catch treasure faster or do you catch more fish? How do they interact? Because I actually never fully dug into the straight answer for this.
Right. From what I've understood and from what I've heard multiple times, they do not do what you want them to do. As in, lure will counteract luck of the sea. But I'm sure some Tom in comments will be like, actually, that's not correct. But the way I've understood it is that if you put lure and luck on the sea on the same fishing rod, lure is going to increase the rate of fishing garbage, and luck of the sea is going to increase the rate of fishing treasure, and so they just counter each other out. But
lure does make it so you catch quicker. So,
right.
but so you think it has two things. It's quicker and it also affects what you're getting?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that lure will make it so you get more. It's weird if it's that way, but that's what I've heard.
Okay.
I've never heard like
no one knows for sure. No one. Okay, actually, why did I put it in E? Maybe it's useful if you just want food. It's kind of useful. So maybe it deserves slightly higher than luck of the sea because it's more like it does have a more like when you put lure 3 on a fishing rod, you do see results. You start getting more fish more quickly. Like you don't have to wait as much. So it's useful in that respect.
Yeah.
What do you think? D?
Look, I think that if you want the food, if you want the fish, now they have introduced fish that swim around in 112, which is great. So you could just go down and kill them with your sword, and that's faster than fishing any day of the week. So I'm saying that this is also E, just because fishing is so bad.
So what we need is Minecraft 1.21, the fishing update, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean the concept of lure is not bad, but fishing itself is just so dull. It's kind of cute.
Okay. How about, let's see, what are we gonna fetch from next? Ooh, maybe this will be a controversial one, huh? Infinity. Is this too cheesy game breaking for you?
No, actually, I think that until Mojang adds a quiver into the game, or some way to store arrows better in the inventory system we have, I think that Infinity is a good, like, half-baked solution. It's not... And the fact that you can't have mending and infinity, I think makes this a very interesting enchantment. And there aren't many that I think are very interesting, but this I think is interesting. It makes me make choices.
Because I mean, in terms of usefulness and needing to have it on the build, it's S tier for me personally.
Yeah. I'd be fine with putting this in S tier too.
Okay.
I think that the fact that you cannot have mending and infinity is really good. Like that's what I'm looking for in enchanting. To make enchanting better.
This was surprising. I did not think you were gonna... I thought you were gonna be very opposed. But also, you can't use it with the non-standard arrows, like the poison-tipped and stuff like that. Yeah. So it's balanced in a way, you know?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. How about a sword enchant? Let's say a Sweepy Edge.
Yes, okay.
I think Sweepy Edge is pretty cool, especially for things like Enderman farms. Do you have a differing take on this? Is it too powerful?
No, it makes... The Sweeping Edge enchantment is not too powerful. The fact that you can combine it with Sharpness or Smite, that's too powerful. Like you're not making choices. You're not. This is the problem with enchanting in vanilla Minecraft. You're not making the player make choices. You're not making the player feel smart. What you're doing is saying you're gonna get all of these things on your thing. Otherwise, people will laugh at you, and Mary in the corner will be like, "Noob," right? So sweeping is great. It's a fun mechanic. It's AoE with your sword, right? Every single hit in Minecraft actually sweeps, but they do 1 damage as opposed to whatever sweeping 3 is like 75% of the damage. So I think it's good. I think it's probably an A for me.
That's where I was leaning as well, because it's not like absolutely critical essential to your build, but it's pretty good. You know, there's no downside. There's other than like the whole, no, wait, hold on. No, it doesn't. No, there's a Vault Hunter's conflict with crits and Sweeping Edge, right? But that doesn't apply in vanilla. Well, you can't crit and Sweeping Edge at the same time, but that's normal.
Yeah, that's a good trade-off, I think. But I think it's too little of a trade-off.
Right. Okay, how about let's move back over to the armor and go with some aqua affinity. I'm curious, in your mind, what would be the negative that would go with this if there was going to be a negative?
Like it would make it so you can either have aqua affinity or a protection enchantment. Any of these
that's serious. Wow.
Any of these utility enchantments, in order to make it interesting, you should choose. I want to be a tank, or I want to be a utility person. I want to be able to break stuff quickly in the water, or I want to be able to tank, or I want to be able to breathe with respiration. Right? That's the way I see it.
You wouldn't do it as like a durability thing, like if you have aqua affinity, you mine underwater, you double durability usage on your tool or something.
And then you put mending on, it's just useless. Because we have mending. So no, I don't know. No, I don't. I also don't think durability is that fun to play around with, I guess.
Okay.
So I would balance it with, yeah, I would say like choose.
You can't have respiration and aqua affinity.
No, because that doesn't work to balance out, right? Because I suppose, yeah, you'd have to choose that too. But if you're underwater, you also want to breathe longer. But we have water breathing potions. There are solutions to these things in the game that aren't used because some enchantments are just a bit too strong. But when you go and enchant a helmet, it's a chore. It's like, oh, I need aqua affinity, I need respiration, I need protection, I need unbreaking, I need mending, and like that is your chore list. You go into the shop buying groceries.
Right.
You're like, I gotta pick up the eggs. I gotta pick. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not negative towards these things. I just feel like let the player have some choices. It's gonna make the player feel more unique. It's gonna make every Bobby and Rodney, they have two different views on things, and that's kind of cool.
Those are some Vault Hunters references. Bobby and Rodney.
Yeah, it's a good enchantment. You can live without it, but it is annoying when you don't have it and you realize you don't have it, because at that time you're 50 blocks down in water and you're like, ugh.
Yeah,
I forgot.
and then you don't have the respiration. You're like, oh, I can't even mine anything right now. This is
I'm just
terrible.
And then you realize you're not even wearing a helmet, and now that's a problem.
Yeah, I like it when I'm playing a random loot drop thing, and I'm trying to, or a random crafting recipes actually even more so, and I'm trying to get wood types from the shipwrecks to unlock their crafting recipes, and I can't even break a single piece of shipwreck wood without taking excessive drowning damage. So aqua affinity is nice. I would like to have it there, even though there's no chance I would have. All right, how about knockback?
Okay. This is the divider of enchantments. How do you build your sword?
Without knockback, pretty please.
Okay, I'm a knockbacker.
You're a knockbacker?
Unless I'm playing PvP. Unless I'm playing PvP.
Oh my god.
But playing vanilla Minecraft, down caving,
Why
knockback.
Are you a knockbacker? Isn't your goal just to
is
defeat
good.
the mob? Why make it take longer?
Yeah, I can see that, but there are situations where knockback has saved me from a creeper explosion that I wasn't expecting, and
That's why we have
swing my sword
shields. You
quickly.
just shields
don't
made
use
creepers
shields.
not. No.
Shields are cringe, man. Let's not talk about shields. Come on.
Good thing there are no shield dedicated enchants here.
Yeah, they're 100% like immortality. This is cringe. Let's not talk about shields. Let's talk about knockback. I think knockback is I think this is the divider of how you build your weapons in Minecraft, which is interesting to me because that is the one and only, or very few at least, choices that you make. It's like, yeah, and for that reason, I'm gonna rate it. In my book, it adds interest. At the very least, even if you don't like it, it has that feeling. You have a feeling about it, and there is a divide. So therefore, I'm gonna say A. I'm sorry.
This is a D tier for me. Easy. Oh my god. So it's a D tier, but whatever. I'm gonna compromise. I'll give you a B tier for knockback.
Yeah,
there's no way knockback is A tier. That's a refusal on my part. There's no way.
But do you know what I mean? Though at least it creates a divide.
I mean, there is a choice. It's worth discussion, but it's just like you're just trying to delay the inevitable. Okay, I get it. You play without a shield. And I am cringe, so on and so forth. But
I didn't say you were cringe. I said shields are cringe.
I know, but I play with shields, therefore via the transitive property, I am cringe. So anyway, how about let's do big boy efficiency.
Where to start, Jardoon? I mean, I gotta get.
It
away
is
from
non-negotiable if you're talking about choices, right?
Exactly. That's what I mean. So where to, like, how do we look at this? Do we just say, okay, well, it's S tier because it makes you get resources faster, or do we say actually, it's kind of a weird thing to say, not cringe, but I think the entire enchantment system. The more I think about these things, the more I think like, oh, it's quite easy to fix a lot of these. But
Oh, I thought you were gonna say the whole thing sucks. But it's easy to fix, is what you're saying.
I'm not saying that it sucks because I think that the enchantment glint is cool.
He likes it purely for the graphic. No other reason though. Not the functionality. Just
Can we
the
insert
look.
a zooming Iskall head with like an enchantment glint here? That would be amazing.
Yeah, we'll see if the editor's request here is this a possibility. This is like me when I first became a YouTube partner, and this was in like late 2010, and I didn't care at all about the monetization. I was like, that's cool, but I'm getting. You remember the big banners that you got at the top of your channel if you were a partner and you could get links on them?
Oh yeah.
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah. Oh.
but this, oh my god,
is
I
cool.
get to have the banner with links. My channel is gonna look so cool. That's you
Yeah,
with enchantments. You don't care about the functionality. You just want the glint.
I just want the glint. Yeah, honestly, like to a point, I feel like that. So I think efficiency is like, it's a bit of a sad thing, right? It's like you have to have it. It's obviously good, but this would be such a lengthy discussion. Like, okay, well, how do you do it? Well, in my book, it's pretty simple. The material you use for the pickaxe determine the speed of how quick you can mine. Or you have efficiency, but then you trade it for like silk touch and fortune. Like you choose. Okay, mine slower, but silk the blocks. Or mine slower and get more ores. But no one would do that because this has been in the game for ages. Therefore, efficiency is such a sad enchantment. But now it exists. And usefulness, yeah, I mean it's a must, as you said. It is literally the thing that you come to the shop for.
This has got to be S
One
tier
of the
despite
things.
this, right? It's got to be S tier despite.
It has to.
Yeah.
It has to. Yeah.
I'm
If we're
sorry.
rating how good the enchantment is, it's just.
I think even despite any balancing issues, it's just like it's good. It's just good. Just good.
It's
Just
good.
helps.
Yep. I mean, we could put
They-
all of the enchantments there on things that we use. So everything except for trident stuff and everything except for crossbows.
I mean,
all
but
the
not
ones that we use can just be
necessar-
S tier in a way.
Maybe. It's just we're gonna try to be more interesting,
Okay,
but maybe we're not
okay.
very
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm
I don't
sorry,
know.
I
We might not be
apologize.
interesting.
I apologize.
Okay. Blast protection. Blast
Yep.
protection.
F tier.
Nobody uses this. Is this your
It's
act?
just-
This is your bottom of the barrel. Is as low as it gets.
It's just F tier because it's like protection exists.
It's good
That's all
for
there is.
withers. Does it actually? I've never looked at the code. Does it protect you more from a creeper explosion though than straight up protection?
I think it would do, yeah. Maybe. But also, if you have blast protection on one piece and protection on the other pieces, the blast protection gets multiplied, just like feather falling.
Wait, what?
So you have blast protection on your hat. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, comments, but I'm pretty sure this is how the code looks. You blast protection on your helmet. You have projectile protection on your chest plate. And then you have feather falling on your boots. And then you slap protection 4 on your leggings. And now you get multiplied blast protection and
What?
multiplied projectile protection. And fire protection on your whatever boots. Yeah.
Wait, so
Yeah, I
you
think that's how
should?
it
Are you
works.
saying you should actually mix and match?
Oh, no, because it's still stronger to just have the straight up damage reduction, which is protection, which makes it so stupid. But if you specifically want to avoid a creeper explosion, you should waste one enchantment slot for blast. I don't know. I'm confusing myself, but I think that's how it works, unfortunately, and that's very bad.
Okay, I had no
put it in
idea
F tier.
about this, but I mean, yeah, nobody uses it. But you're in a perfect world though, it still wouldn't be very high because you would opt for projectile or fire way over blast prod every time probably. But anyway, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
How about multi-shot?
Yes. When this was introduced in, I believe, 1.14, to go back to updates, and when I read about this, I was like, dude, this is going to be sick. I'm going to play my Diablo 2 Amazon all over again. I'm just going to go in to the world and like multi-shop people. I'm going to have a Jardoon on my
Not
right-hand
enough
side.
horde moments to.
I was excited. I was excited until I realized that the crossbow doesn't do enough damage
Right.
for it to feel satisfying. And so, I don't know. A bit of a disappointment.
I have a clip of a recent live streamed Minecraft map that I did where you had to multi-shot crossbow 3 target blocks to unlock the next stage, and holy sweet mother of God, it was not supposed to be required to be triple bullseye. It was just freaking hit the target blocks to illuminate the lamps and I hit him so many freaking times, and it was not working, and I'm so mad at multi-shot, even though it was probably not the fault of multi-shot, it was the fault of the way that the freaking target blocks were set up, but oh my god. So I have bad associated memories with multi-shot because of that one right there. But the clip did get a lot of views, to be fair.
Mad cause bad.
I think C.
Mad cause bad map.
No, it was actually a pretty fun map overall. It's just it had that one, but that clip did get a lot of views. So you gotta look on the bright side there. I think it's my most viewed short actually.
There you go.
So
there you go.
That's what people watch on YouTube these days. If you're here watching this long form video, shout out to you. We appreciate you. Okay, multi-shot. Do you agree with C?
C is fine. Yeah, D probably. I would put it in maybe E.
D. Oh,
actually, I'm not fine with C. Let's do
no. Then we can D. We can do. Nothing's a C. There's no such thing as a C tier. I'm just looking for things to put in C tier at this point.
Oh yeah. Oh no, it's not a C. I think it's a D.
Do you say you wanted a D
or E?
Okay, we'll put it in D. We're gonna find a C tier at some point. I just know it.
It's definitely not a C tier. This one though.
Okay. How about? There's just so many armor enchantments. I guess we gotta go through those a little quicker. So Depth Strider.
Okay. Let me help you out. No, put that back. Put that back on the other side.
What?
Drag Depth Strider back. I will help you. Now go ahead and move out Fire Prot and Projectile Prot. Move them out of there and put them there. And now, can you move both at the same time? Is this advanced enough for that, or is you can't?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, you can move both. All right. Now you move them down to the F. just so we have it, so that we don't have to worry about that, because they are both equally garbage as blasting protection.
You think blast protection is actually... I would have said fire protection and projectile prot are probably E's. I would have said they're slightly better than blast prot. Because if I pull a blast prot, I'm just like, this is garbo. If I pull a fire prot or projectile prot, I'm like, oh yeah, there might be some use. Fire prot maybe slightly more than projectile prot, but at least I can use it against skeletons are a nuisance. Fire prot, sometimes I fall in lava. I'm not smart. So I would have put him at E.
Yeah, but in both cases, you would rather have protection, which also protects you more from the lava.
Yes.
So in both cases, if you do go down that route of selecting one of them, you are just kind of bad. It's just a knowledge thing. Oh, so boy. Let's put them in F. F for fail. I think that's fair. Look. I don't want to be that guy. I want you to have a say in this as well.
No. That's fine.
I'm just gonna equalize it. Okay.
I would have said E,
if
but
there
it's
was
fine.
and that's good. And if there was a G on this, I would have put them in the G. So therefore, F is a compromise.
How about F for Frostwalker? Where are we at on this? I don't use it very often, but the few times that I actually do, sometimes I'm like, this is kind of fun. This is kind of cool.
It is fun. Yeah, it is
F for fun.
And no, this is not F. This is like a
No. I wasn't saying put it in F. That was the segue from the F to Frostwalker for fun. Friends who do stuff together. U is for you and me, and it's for anywhere and anytime at all.
Yeah.
Up here above the deep blue sea, because we have Frostwalker on.
So can you have Frostwalker and Depth Strider together? You cannot.
No.
And because of that, this could be our first C. I love Frostwalker. I like the idea of it. It's fun. You are right. It's good for farms. I know you can't break the ice that it generates, but you can do some interesting road builder machines and stuff like that with redstone and armor stands, because it works on an armor stand. And so I think it's a fun enchantment, right? It's fun, but not that used. Therefore, it's C as the.
It's kind of I use it sometimes, like when I'm doing a random loot drops and I get end city loot, and then a boot has Frostwalker, and I'm like, oh, instead of using a boat, I'm just gonna run across the ocean here. This will be kind of fun. The one thing I don't like is sometimes you fall into the water and then it's like a pain to get back out. It doesn't just reinitiate the ice once you get back on top,
Right.
So
right. Yeah.
For that reason, that puts it in C instead of a B for me because of the reinitiation thing. But.
So question, I have so every now and again you know what I eat sometimes in Minecraft? Food. Beetroot soup.
Oh, why?
Because every now and again when I play a game of Minecraft and I loot something and I'm hungry, I'm very hungry, and then I loot a beetroot soup, I feel like, okay, I should eat this because I have no other food.
Okay.
Just an anecdote, a side thing.
Oh, did that have anything to do with Frostwalker or enchantments or? No, okay.
It was just on the side.
Have you ever made a beetroot stew though?
Oh, no.
Okay.
It's not great.
You're not crazy, yeah. Sticking with the theme of Fs, how about flame?
Oh, is this the bow or the sword? It's the bow.
No,
right?
this is the bow. Fire aspect is the sword. You can go to fire aspect next.
Yeah, let's do it next. I think that on a bow, this can be it can be a little bit fun with dynamic lighting. Like, so if you mod Minecraft and have dynamic lighting on, this is kind of cool.
Otherwise, it's just like, it doesn't do, you're never like shooting and then just letting the dot do its thing and you walk away. Like you always, it just is there.
You're gonna
but
kill them anyway.
Yeah, so it doesn't really get used. It's just like, oh, cool, I got flame on the bow. I didn't need that, but I guess I'm not gonna like get rid of it. So
it turned F tier during the 1.9 update before rockets came because you couldn't use it to shoot yourself in the butt anymore. You set yourself alight. But
I think it's.
I mean, to me, this is like such a whatever enchantment.
I'd
Maybe
say
an
E.
E. Yeah, E for easy. You know, we're easy in agreement.
Yep.
Fire aspect.
Okay, cool. Fire aspect time. Oh god.
Okay,
oh god. Fire aspect.
Here we go. This is one of my most disliked enchantments in the game.
This is actually, when you were saying that you had something in mind, I thought it would. I thought it was going to be this potentially. I didn't think that you were going to be putting all the other prots in F, because I figured with the other prots you were going to say, well, this is what they should be instead of prot, and so therefore give them some credit. But you were just like, no. I don't like lighting myself on fire.
No, me neither. It's just stupid that a mob that's on fire. Okay, so I explained this to my friend the other week, actually. I said, God! I said, bruh! You know, frustration words came out of my mouth. And I was like, why is it that I put fire aspect on my sword and I hit something and they hit me back and now I'm set on fire and I love the fire tick, you know, the sound, the twitching of the screen. Why? It's like, and my friend said calmly, he said, well, what other trade-offs
Sir, this
should
is
you
a
have for
Wendy's. Why are we talking about this when we're having our Saturday beer? Is that what he said?
No, that's not. No, this is a Minecraft friend.
Okay.
He said, well, what other trade-off should it have for adding extra damage to your sword?
But it doesn't really add extra damage.
It does. Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. It does. Yeah, it does. This guy's a coder. He knows the code base. It does. Fire tick adds a damage per tick. So essentially from your whatever diamond sword does 8 damage or 7 damage, 8 damage, you do 9 damage. And it's like one more damage point. It's like 10% damage increase. And when he said that, I was like, God dang it, I hate that this guy is so smart. Because up until that point, I would have absolutely put this in F tier because I hate it. But he does have a point. This is a damage enhancer beyond smite or sharpness. And for that reason,
I still
and the
don't
fact
want it, because then it just takes that damage and shoves it right back in my face.
Yeah, but imagine when you have your pen of pigs and you can go up and kill them with fire aspects so that you don't have to take the pork chop and put it in the furnace and sit there in your chair or in your minecart and just listen to the crackling noises of a furnace.
I guess there is a utility to it.
Yeah.
That I wasn't really considering. D.
I would have said F if my friend wouldn't have been so smart, but I'm gonna say D because of the utility and the fact that, you know, he's right, and it sucks that he's right. I don't want him to know that he's right, but he is right. Does that damage?
God, I'm gonna whatever. D. I thought F for fire aspect would be a great match, but
it would have been,
whatever.
But we can do Depth Strider now, and then we can do D for Depth Strider, right?
You think Depth Strider is a D?
No, but I thought that you thought. I was gonna do S for Strider because I think this is one of the best enchantments in the game.
I love
swimming fast.
I wasn't actually gonna put it in S. I was gonna say A probably, but like Depth Strider is just good. And when you played a world for a really long time, you've had it forever, and then you go to a new world and you jump in the water, you're like, what? What's going on?
Am I lagging?
Yeah. It's like one of those the molasses dreams where you're like trying to run as fast as you can, and yet for some reason you're just not moving, and then the bad guy's catching up. You're like, I'm screwed. That's what it's like without Depth Strider.
Put it in A. I agree. Put it in A.
Okay.
A for Adept Strider.
You become very adept at swimming.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, how about channeling? A little bit of lightning up in here, which just doesn't really like why you light. But this is a low one. This is a low one for me because channeling only happens when it is already like a freaking thunderstorm. You need the thunderstorm for this to actually work, and it is just the bane of arthropods of your existence when you're trying to get all advancements, and you're like, okay, so I have the channeling trident, I'm ready to go, but I cannot turn the villager into a witch because there's no storm happening. Why do I bother?
I see. It's one of these time gators.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know what it did. I didn't know what it did. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, they gave a way to do charge creepers, I suppose, to get mob skulls, but hey.
They did, but you need the storm, which is the problem. So
yeah, where do you want to put this, Jordan? I feel like you have some passion for this one.
I'm gonna put it in E. I don't know that's fully F, because like you actually do need it in order to do all advancements, but the mechanism by which it is used in the utility outside of that is just so slim and so frustrating that it's just E.
Yeah.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice by putting it in E, truthfully. So, how
Rupert,
about...
set temperature downstairs to 74.
Hold on, excuse me. Did you give me crap for turning on my lights by voice and you just did a temperature set?
I told Rupert to do it, yeah.
I just want to say, before we started this recording, I say, Alex A, turn on the stream lights. And he goes, okay, Mr. Fancy Pants. Flexing. Meanwhile, he goes and does this. Also, did you say 74? Do you use Fahrenheit?
Yes, it's American. Rupert is American. But you use a machine to do this for you. I have Rupert. It's my butler.
Huh?
Yeah.
Does your dog turn your air conditioning?
No, Rupert is not my dog. Rupert is my butler.
Oh, okay.
You can go now. Thank you.
Cool.
Sorry.
Cool.
All right, moving on.
Right. Okay, so how about we do... Oh, God, sharpness. Sharpness, let's do it up.
Okay. I mean, we put efficiency on S tier.
We did.
Yeah.
I mean, sharpness is pretty nice. But you know what? There is a choice.
Here's the choice. Yeah, there's a choice here.
Because there are a lot of undead mobs in Minecraft, and Smite does a lot more damage to them.
It does. Yep.
So,
Smite's
and they
not
are
bad.
exclusive. So,
Yep.
you know.
The problem is though that sharpness doesn't increase damage to non-undead mobs. It increases damage to all mobs.
It does.
So that
But
is
not
the
by
problem
as
for me.
much. So but oftentimes you end up with a smite sword and a sharpness sword, right? You have both.
Yeah.
You have to build
Yeah,
both.
you have both. Yeah.
So there's some amount of
You have,
balance involved. It's not
have a
the
smite-
end all be all.
I think it's do we put it in A then?
I put it
or
in
what do
A
you
because
need
it is not like the end all be all. You can swap it, and you oftentimes do end up with two swords as a result. So we should just go right into Smite from there, which I think Smite is pretty darn good, especially like if I'm going to go against the Wither, I feel way more comfortable if I've already got a Smite sword. I would much rather have a Smite 4 sword than a Sharpness 5 sword on the Wither, right? So I think Smite's
I agree.
good.
I think the Smite for a Wither Skeleton farm is amazing. Like you can, because I think it moves it from like being 3-shot without strength to being 2-shot, and that is a pretty big deal. So I think that Smite is also A.
Yeah.
Yep.
Smite's good. Smite's a nice one. So you think sharpness in a perfect world do more damage than it currently does, but to non-undead?
Yeah, it should be like illagers, but they didn't exist when these came into the game. So
Okay.
Yeah. So you would have Bane for spiders and Silverfy. You would have Sharpness for illagers and nether mobs, and then you would have Smite for the undead mobs.
Okay. Well, I mean, speaking of which, we should move into Bane of Arthropods next. We might as well.
This is not a great enchantment, but it's a great thought, right? But
it's like, hey, you could have something that applies damage to everything. You have something that applies a lot of damage to like still a good deal of stuff, or you could have something that is dedicated to like one particular thing that's only mad at you at night. Why wouldn't you want this one? Hey, great deal, right?
Also Silverfy, by the way.
Yeah, but okay, yeah. I mean, not very widely utilized, I suppose.
No, you don't go to a stronghold and be like, actually, I'm gonna bring out my Bane of Arthropods 5 sword right now.
Would have been useful for
you
one
don't.
particular scenario that I've been through in my prior existence, but I try to forget about that. But anyway,
I'm gonna say E, and I'm not gonna say F because it does have one utility. And when you do a cave spider spawner, if you have Bane, Arthropod 5, and a Strength 2 beacon, I think you one-shot the spiders.
Okay,
in that farm.
I didn't
That
think
is a
about
pretty
that,
big
but
deal.
I'll take that extra perspective.
I mean, look, it's not like fire protection and blast protection. Have I talked about protection yet?
No, I don't think you have.
It's not like them, right? It's not like it's completely useless if you have the other one. It does have utility, and therefore it's an E for me.
Okay. How about respiration?
Yes.
It's very good.
Now we're back to this garbage again, where they have introduced this, and then all of a sudden another feature is just bad because respiration is just so good.
I mean, there is still use for things like water breathing potions if you're going into an underwater monument. You don't want to deal with the door thing, even though the doors and respiration is kind of perfectly usable in there. But I mean, for me, respiration's an A tier. I don't know about you.
It's really good. It's just boring. It's well, where did we put Aqua Affinity? On B?
It was B, but I think respiration is more. I take respiration over Aqua Affinity all day long.
Oh, really? I do the opposite. I do the opposite. I can place a torch underwater, or left click my water bucket a few times. Like, yeah.
I just don't like to, because then it takes it takes longer if you don't have the Aqua Affinity to break the thing again. But also, what do you mean you can place a torch underwater? That's not viable.
Yeah, you just spam click it on a wall if you're in a wall.
And then you have torches floating through the water. That's not very useful. It worked in the past, but does not work anymore very well. No one does that. It's doors.
Yeah, I know about doors, but if I don't want to door something, then yeah. Okay, fine. I think it's a B. Yeah, we agree.
You don't think A? You don't think A?
I think it's usefulness.
A for respiration?
Okay, let's go for respiration just because of that. Fine.
Cool.
Now I have a say up on you.
Oh, okay. This is we're trading blows here. All right, let's how about some thorns? You probably like this because it has a serious downside associated with it, right? If mending didn't exist.
Yeah, exactly. It's the same problem though as soul speed for me. It's not intuitive to know that it breaks durability. Like that's not explained anywhere. It doesn't make fully sense. And I have a personal gripe with thorns. It has caused one of the biggest, hardest to find crashes that Vault Hunters ever had. Vanilla's code in thorns.
Oh wow.
Something with wither skeletons. If you manage to get a wither skeleton with thorns and you have thorns, your world will get corrupted in vanilla. This is not possible in survival. You have to do this in creative.
Okay.
With tags and stuff. I think something. But we discovered it very easily in Vault Hunts because we have another thing that reflects damage and that causes crashes. So I think the idea of thorns is kind of cool. It allows things like pacifist builds and stuff like that.
Oh, that was a lovely time in season 2.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, you weren't necessarily a fan of that being sustainable long term, but it was very fun being able to run around and things would just run into you and just fall over dead.
You can do that now, even better now. You don't need Thorn's chance, but you do need to set it up a bit. I think this is probably an E for me because it does have a trade-off.
Oh my! I was gonna put it as C because we need more C tier things. But I think it's it's good. It's just obviously the reason why I don't usually do it is because of the durability trade-off. And I honestly, even when I have mending, I still often don't do it because of the durability trade-off for some reason. But you have a say. You have one say over on me now. So
no! I don't want to use it for that. I don't want to use it for thorns. Put it in C.
Okay, then D. We'll D it.
Okay, if you think it's that good, then fine. That will stand.
That good. Yeah. D is fantastic.
It's fantastic.
That's what I rate things that are fantastic is D tier.
You go to your local restaurant and they're like, "How was your food, sir?" And you're like, "Oh, it was D tier."
And then they go off crying, and you're like, "What? I was a compliment." All right. How about fortune? Fortune.
I mean, this is just up there with efficiency for me.
It's kind of.
We can't rate it
unless you have jardonk.json and it just gives you 1 or 0 per break. Then it's not very good.
No, but fortune is just a weird chore in general in Minecraft. I think
it's S tier. Yeah. Okay. I mean, how could it not be?
It is, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But it's yeah. Put Silk Touch there too.
You think Silk Touches is S tier? Because sometimes I'm actually annoyed, right? Like, I have my Silk Touch pickaxe, my Fortune pickaxe, and sometimes I'll forget to switch, and then I'll end up just breaking a vein, and I'm like, oh, God, okay, now I need to break this again. I've just got a bunch of coal ore in my inventory, and this is annoying. So I think it's A, because sometimes I annoy myself with Silk Touch.
I can agree with that. Yeah. And then I like was when you take another big glass thing that you built and you forgot to switch from your Fortune.
Yeah.
It's like, oh.
I mean, that would be a ding against Fortune, but that happens less often. You figure out the glass thing quickly enough, and you're like, oh, I have to switch. Sometimes though, you're just like, whatever. I don't want to. Oh, I left the pickaxe, upstairs, and now I don't want to. I don't want to go get it. I'm just gonna mine the coal, and I'll break it later. And you're just, whatever,
Yeah. And make torches. No, you're right. Like, you're down mining. You have to bring 2 pickaxes if you have Silk Touch, because otherwise you don't get torches. Yeah, no, you're right.
Okay, how about we punch?
During the 1.9 before rockets, this was a great enchantment.
I get for exactly like one update, it was good.
For one update.
Yeah.
It's so annoying when a skeleton has punch too. Like,
it is, and also I think my number one gripe with this is the fact that you can do a level 30 enchantment out of an enchantment table, and you can get punch 1. That's it, only punch 1 on your bow, and you're like, why did I even do this? Now you probably are like, I love the randomness of this, so you probably have a different take, but I'm like, you probably think that the bow should also have a chance of breaking when you do the enchantment. I'm like, why did I bother? Why did I do any of this?
What I'm thinking is, why do Jardonk use the enchantment station?
Because sometimes you want to seed it because things get too expensive. If you can seed the piece of gear with a good set of enchantments, then it eliminates some of the additional cost of applying the books.
Okay.
And you can save sometimes, like having to deal with getting another villager. And actually now, with the new update, you can potentially save having to find a new biome and truck the villagers over to it.
I guess. I mean, we're talking once here, right? Unless we're talking about an infinity bow. In which case, we're talking twice in a world of 1 year. Yeah.
I think I'm like E tier on punch, personally.
I'm fine with E tier.
Okay.
I think it can add some comedy. I think it's quite funny that skeletons can be so different when you face them, like depending on their enchanted bow. It's annoying, but if you think from a gameplay perspective, it's like it adds some variation to your battles. I would say D, but if you want to go with E, then I have 2 ups on you. That's fine.
P
That's
tier,
okay.
P tier for punch. You do not get a 1-up on me for this. You do not. All right, we're evening it out on all of the areas. How about a little bit of Riptide?
Yeah, I think this is a really fun enchantment. I've been waiting for this one. I think this is very cool. And I discovered it during Season 8 of Hermitcraft. I didn't know about it before that.
What year was that? How long ago?
Last season. So
okay.
Like 2021. Like, I used it instead of rockets. I made a thing out of it. And it was really fun.
I mean, when it's raining, it's sick. It's awesome.
And or just water bucket in this, right? It was also fun.
Uh-huh.
So I just for the fun seeds of this, I want to put it at least in A.
I agree. It's pretty cool. I like that it's an alternative to, the Elytras, even if it's raining. Even though obviously your best bet is Elytra plus Riptide is gonna just really pop off. But it's fun. It's cool, and I like it. Let's combo it into Loyalty, which I also think it's good just because it's like you need it for a trident. I think that it's almost like tridents are bad if you want to use it as a ranged weapon unless you have Loyalty.
Yeah, so therefore it's a necessity, so therefore B for necessity, right?
This is one of those exasperated...
Together with knockback.
But it's a necessity. See, how is it that the stupid little trident drowns, they can just, like, yeet trident after trident after trident?
They got trident quiver pack, man.
Yeah, why can't we have that? We could have, like, Tinker's Construct arrows have a durability to the arrows, so you, like, run out of the durability, and then you have no arrows, you have to repair them. Why could it feels like just having the trident throw and potentially be gone is like, this thing is so hard to get.
It's scary. Really scary idea. No, you have to put loyalty on it before you right-click it the first time, because otherwise you might lose it.
And then you don't get your all advancements because then you lost your trident. And then as soon as you lose your trident, then it starts thunderstorming. Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Quick charge. Quick charge, I think, is really nice. You know, if you have a crossbow.
Also a necessity, cool. I think. If you do use crossbows, which no one does, then you have to have quick charge because otherwise they're just really bad. Otherwise,
they do take a really, really long time, and then you think it's charged, and then you let it go, and you're like, oh. I have to do it again.
I see Tom in the back. Actually, you can have it charged before you enter the combat.
Well, yeah. Of course. But if you're trying to like fire it over and over and over, then it's just like...
But Tom, it does so little damage that you need to fire it at least 5 times. But actually, you can have 5 of them pre-charged in your inventory.
I mean, they do pretty... Crossbows do pretty good damage, to be fair. They should probably do more, but they do good damage.
What's the difference?
I don't actually know exactly, but obviously they don't do as much damage as a power... Oh, yeah, they're not even close to a power 5 bow.
And I think that's the problem, because we're talking about enchantments, and we're like, well, you know... yeah, I don't know. What are we doing? Quick charge? I think that it's a necessity if you're using crossbows, and I don't think you use crossbows. So I'm going to say C.
We got another C! Let's go!
Yay!
I've never been more excited to put something in C. For quick charge, C-W-I-C-K. That's how you spell it. Okay, well, from there, should we go to power? It's kind of an important one, huh?
Yeah. The only good thing with power is for map makers, and same with sharpness, and I guess efficiency. Like, you can adjust. You can have slower tools if you want to, less damage weapons. But I mean, it has to be wherever sharpness is, right? Because otherwise, we're just favorizing bows and
well, no, but I think it might be above, because remember, sharpness has an alternative, which is smite. Bows do not.
Makes it better.
Bows have no alternative. So yeah, power is better because it's the only thing.
No, it makes sharpness and smite better. Because
makes it better in your mind because of the balancing.
Right. And also, yeah, whatever. I'm over this. I'm over this already.
Okay, I'll put it in A. You have one over on me.
Fine. 2 over.
2 over? What? No, this is because I was gonna ask you.
I still have the other one. This
freaking guy. This freaking guy. Okay, we have 2 armor ones remaining. I didn't even realize. Feather falling.
Let's go. Yeah. Who likes dying from full damage, eh? But there's powdered snow now. Yeah, but God. Are you going to fill your entire base floor with powdered snow? Or like hay bales? No, you're not. No, you're not. And if you do, it's going to look ugly. So, yeah, just put it up there. Just put it in S.
Just put it in S.
It is annoying to take full damage, and if you look at it from a playing perspective, like if you're playing a new world, the moment you get feather falling 4, it feels really good.
I've played without feather falling. I don't think it's as much of a necessity as some of the others, but it's nice.
I have played on several servers together with CaptainSparklez off camera. The amount of Rupert, could you come back? Can we get statistics from the Vault Hunter seasons 1, 2, 3? Can we get full damage deaths by Jordonk Cheeserson?
Okay, there just aren't that many. Maybe there are like kinetic energy, but
no,
that's more of a Tubbo thing, by the way.
I have, Tubbo, bless him. I mean, he's like a little bird in a nest that, trying to make him fly, and he falls out, and it's cute.
This is kind of sad really because we've had a few birds at this new house crash into our windows and die. Yeah.
I have that happen too, actually. It's very sad.
Yeah.
Very sad. Why did you have to go there, dude? Look, feather falling is great for people like you who die to fall damage. And I've seen it so many times. I'm going to get a report back from Rupert. He's going to come back at some point. It's going to take him a few weeks, right? He's going to dig it up. But we're going to get a number there. And I wager that number is somewhere around 60%. And we're talking death percent. So 60% of the times that Jardoon dies is from fall damage. That's because he doesn't play with feather falling.
So anyway, nice. Let's do looting next. Looting is pretty good, isn't it?
Yeah. Is this something that we need to discuss?
Is it an A or an S, though?
Oh, it's an S. It
I
like
think it's
enhances your gameplay like efficiency does.
I guess
with
if
mob
fortune
loots, right?
goes in S, then looting is the mob equivalent. So that does it. We
Yeah.
gotta have continuity here between our
Exactly.
rating
Yeah.
scale.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Swift Sneak. I think Swift Sneak is cool. I do wish that there was more unique loot in the ancient cities, but Swift Sneak is one of them, and I like that you have to risk going in, and it is useful for sneaking around the ancient cities, and also like even outside of it, if you want to be able to like just speed bridge quickly in your world, it's kind of sick. I like the implementation of Swift Sneak.
I have never used it because they are sold out on the Hermitcraft server, and that's the only time I played 120, 119, whenever it came.
Okay.
From what I hear, though, I would say an S grade. Like you do shift a lot when you build big builds. You and this makes you faster. I think it's really cool. It's unique. It adds utility. Does it have a trade-off? No,
it doesn't.
No, it does
but
not.
you can. I mean,
No.
you can only apply it to your pants, which is so funny because it's like clearly it's a foot thing. But I think the thing is, boots have so many enchants that they get to too expensive, and they were like, ooh. Pants it is.
Yeah. You like too expensive, don't you?
No, I don't like when it becomes too expensive. It's actually quite not good. But I like the implementation. Even though it doesn't have a trade-off, I think it is cool to have something that requires adventuring and risk in order to get instead of just trade the villager.
It will probably be in villager trades in the next updates.
I don't think it will be. I mean,
Okay.
if Soul Speed hasn't made it, it's going to stay that way. All right. The finale.
Made it.
The finale. The mending and the unbreaking. Hold on, let me get a zoom in here. Oh god, that went too big. Oh god, no wait, I'm gonna mess this up. Oh god, oh geez, I don't know how to freaking. Hold on, I can do this.
Control scroll.
There it is. There it is. All right,
okay.
mending and unbreaking. Let's start with unbreaking.
Goes on every piece of gear. Doesn't have a drawback. Is a must. Is the milk in the shop when you need milk. It's.
But you don't actually need unbreaking with mending necessarily.
That's true.
They can kind of exist independently, and you would probably like unbreaking a lot more if mending didn't exist, right?
So I can't see myself equipping an item in vanilla Minecraft that doesn't have unbreaking. And I can prove this. Like anyone who watches my videos, I don't put unbreaking on my vault gear because I know that like in 3 vaults I will get a new chest plate and this one is gonna last until then. People are like, actually, you forgot to put unbreaking on your chest plate. It's become a necessity where our
But
viewers...
in Vault Hunters, because we don't have mending, it makes sense.
But also in vanilla, it's like, oh my god, Iskall, why do you only have mending on your Elytra, sir? Are you stupid or something? And actually on an Elytra, I think it's quite
Elytra
important
does make
that you
sense,
have
yeah.
both. Man.
Okay, let's give 2 ratings. One based on balance of the game, and the other based on utilization, which it's S tier for utility.
A third one that we've used with other ones is fun. We talked about it with Frostwalker, with Riptide, with Shift Sneak, Sneak Shift, whatever it's called.
It's not fun.
Swift Sneak. It's not fun. It's a chore.
Okay, where
So
do you
it gets
put
an
this?
F tier in fun.
It's an F for fun. Okay, but where is it in terms of game balance? What do you think?
Game balance? There is no game balance. There is no counterweight to it. It's just an on-off switch.
So you think it's
It
F?
is just-
You think it's just F outside
Actually,
of the...
I have so much to say about unbreaking. If you want to hear this,
We're gonna go
The
for
amount
another
of
hour
pain-
on this podcast.
The amount of pain, yes, the amount of pain we went through when we developed and designed Vault Hunters because of unbreaking, because we have to think about how much durability should a chest plate have. Okay, here's how much damage we've been coming. We know that this is the amount of durability you're going to be losing. Oh, and we got all the math down. We had done the big charts. We went to a classroom. We actually rented a classroom in Baltimore, and one of those black chalkboards, with the chalk. With that sounds like when you we did it. We did the whole thing, and we were like, great, we've worked this out. And then we're like, oh, good. Unbreaking exists. We gotta redo it. And it was 2 days more in the hotel, and it was just like, oh, more, cost for the hotel. I had to have an extra dinner. I had a shrimp dinner. I don't even like shrimp. Turns out I'm allergic. That's maybe why I didn't like
unbreaking
it. So
has resulted in an
got-
allergic reaction.
I got an allergic reaction, yes, and I had to go to the hospital. I'd stay there for a while, missed my flight, and
This
basically,
is all because of unbreaking.
Basically, oh yeah, absolutely. So I think that unbreaking is, you can't really, you're right, you don't need it anymore because of mending. So Maybe an A.
What if we compromise between the F for face swelling and S tier for it being very useful on everything? We just put it in C tier, you know?
Okay.
All right.
But also, like, when you get a villager with Unbreaking 3, you're not gonna not lock that in.
Oh,
like,
no, of course. Unless it's like 30 emeralds, and then you're like, oh, God. Or in my case, you get it and you lock it in with 30 emeralds, and then the very next lectern you place down
is 5.
is, well, no, it was like, I think 11 or 12, like whatever the lowest is.
Yeah.
So,
You're right.
we're just we're doing controversial opinions here for the final two, and then mending, of course, is. See, mending is number 1, right? Unbreaking you can technically live without if you have mending. Mending, on the other hand, you can't really, unless you're playing Vault Hunters and it's disallowed.
I've thought a lot about this since our last discussion. Would it be more fun to play a full season of Hermitcraft, for example, or full long-term single-player map without mending? Would it actually be more fun? I would like to start a poll in the comments field. I know this is not my channel, so you would have to approve of this.
I don't know that you can do polls and comments. This isn't Twitch.
It's just they just type what
just type what you think,
right?
yeah.
And then Rupert, I will have Rupert calculate it and stuff.
Okay.
But I'm genuinely interested, like, would it be a fun, and it's just about the fun thing, to play a long-term survival world with the rule that you cannot have, that you are not allowed to use mending? Or would that just be less fun because durability and upkeep and material cost is boring?
Unbreaking should exist if there is no mending, I think.
Of course, yeah. Of course. Yeah, that was Look, Unbreaking sits in C and is quiet. It's caused enough issues. This is just about mending.
Now, you can still repair with the proper resource, correct?
Yes, you can repair with the proper resource, yeah.
Is too expensive eliminated?
Interesting. You know what? No. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it vanilla. Let's say that today, here's a challenge. You start up a world and you are not allowed to do any mending enchantments throughout this playthrough, and you're going to be playing here for a year. And that's it. Like, no, too expensive still exists. You can repair them, whatever it is, 3-4 times, depending on how well you enchanted it in the first place. And that's it. After that, you will have to hang it up on an item frame and go and get yourself 7 new diamonds. I mean, it is a chore, but is it a fun thing? I would argue that it is fun and that it isn't fun. I think both. I think that if you're building a mega project, you don't want to care about durability. We've even discussed in Vault Hunters, for anyone who's still watching this video, we are actually currently discussing, this first time this is in the light of anyone, to remove durability entirely, to say that any Vault Gear piece cannot break. We are discussing that because we are at the point where it's like, okay, it's an interesting game mechanic, right? In Minecraft, in vanilla Minecraft, it's even more interesting because there isn't a whole lot of mechanics when it comes to gear. In Vault Hunters, you outscale things, you have to change things anyway. But here it's like, I would like to know. I'd like to know what the comments says about this.
All right.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, in the meantime, I mean, what do we rank it? Do we rank it on utility or do we rank it on your...
But see, this is problem because I don't know if it's fun or not. I don't know. That's why I'm asking the comments. So I cannot say that it's like Unbreaking is just boring, fun-wise. Mending might actually not be boring. Like, it might actually be more fun.
You're saying it might improve the experience versus not having it.
It might improve your experience, yeah. Yeah, and it needs a proper test. It needs, like, a proper long-term test. I'm gonna say we have to put this in S.
Okay. Wow. Mendy in the S tier. That is not what I was anticipating you saying based on all our conversations. Here, let me enlarge Unbreaky in the C tier so it really stands out.
All of our
here.
Conversations is what Jardoon is referring to, like back in what it's like, why, Iskall, do we have to not have mending? Come on, man. Why is it breaking? I hate this. I hear Jardoon
I understand why the Vault Gear doesn't have mending. I've never questioned that. Don't make this a bigger thing than it ever has been. We don't disagree about everything. My goodness, only some of the things. Well, that's it. That's our tier list. The enchantment tier list, and not even a single graphic of an enchanted book anywhere to be seen on the screen.
That's crazy. Where is Curse of Binding and those? I
was just they're curses. I mean, frick that. Why would I ever except I suppose if you're on a server and pranking people, then yes. Yeah. But that's not really the thing I was going for here, right? It has its use, but it's not really an enchantment, it's a curse, you know?
Fair enough. Fair enough. Okay, yeah.
Well, thank you for joining me, and we hope we've created some controversy and discussion that we can create engagement for in the comments. So,
yep.
All right, we'll see you next time.